Hi, everybody. I'm Jim Skelly, and this is the Global Conversation. It's the first of my mini lectures for the spring of 2012, and I just want to welcome all of those of you who have enrolled so far. It looks like we've got close to 60 students enrolled now, and we're expecting in the next week another 15 to 20 from the Universidad de Veracruzana in Mexico, in Jalapa, Mexico. And then we'll have some students from the Institute for Social and European Studies in Hungary as well. All told, it looks like we'll have about 70 students for the coming semester. So it should be pretty exciting. They'll be spread out throughout the world. I meet students tomorrow, not tomorrow, but on Tuesday um, at the University of Ulster here in Derry in Northern Ireland. We'll start the class then. We have a 12-week semester plus a 2-week break at Easter. So we've set the actual online course so that it takes account of the different pace that you may be required to follow at your own institution or if you're studying independently. One of the things I'd like to ask you all to do is you all have user accounts at this point. If you haven't logged in, please do so. And if there's a problem with that, please send me or Sadie Lutmer, who is in Minnesota in the United States, a note and ask us to check your accounts, okay? But with the profiles, put a lot of information about yourself, please. Please put in a photograph at a minimum, where you are now in the world, where you, perhaps your country of origin, and any other information that you think is relevant. We really do want to get a sense of where people are, and the fact that they're spread out throughout the world, I think, is very important to the conversation that we have here. Let me tell you a couple of things about the course. A number of you have already been sending in your the list of the learning circles that you would like to participate in. The basic idea is that you choose make your top 3 choices and let us know which one is most significant to you, etc. We try to organize those so that you do get your top choice. If not, we'll try to give you at least your second choice. Normally speaking, there are about 6 to 8 people in a learning circle. They'll be formally instituted by the middle of February. You work together with people in different parts of the world on a common project. Some people do videos, some people do other kinds of projects, PowerPoint presentations. We have some samples up on the website. So if you have an innovative idea, some people have done these Pretzis and wikis and all sorts of other things. So don't hesitate to try to be creative about it, and do be proactive. We'll have one of the teaching assistants, there are a number of teaching assistants, I think 9 or 10 this semester, who will act as references for you and consultants in the development of your learning circles and also around course discussions, etc. But be proactive. Don't wait for somebody else to do something. Take the initiative, if you would. It's very, very important, I think, that you really begin to engage with others. The course discussions are a good place to post things. If there's something that upsets you, something that, an oil spill, there's a lot to be upset about. There's absolutely no question about it. So don't hesitate to post something in course discussions and get people talking to each other. One of the things that we know about this is not a typical course. It's not the professor standing up in front of the classroom. This is about collaborative learning. So in other words, it's not just some person telling you how things are. I and the other faculty members who are involved in the course in different places in the world will provide you with information, and we'll try and do some coordination, etc. But it's very important that you recognize that you're also teaching each other. So don't hesitate to really post things that you're concerned about, have arguments with people, discuss issues, etc. And you can do all of that in the course discussions. I'll be posting, generally speaking, once a week, a mini lecture like this, talk about some issues, try to keep you up to date on things, and just generally keep things moving along. It's different than any course that you've had in the past in many, many ways. There's plenty of information. Please do the readings, because one of the things that we emphasize here is the importance of context. What we really want you to see is the interconnection between all of the issues that we address here, whether it's food, water, pollution, energy issues, etc. They are all connected. So please read and try to see if by the end of this semester you don't see those interconnections and understand the context for specific issues, and therefore how we might go about changing them in such a way that we're not suffering other consequences. There's a lot of good examples of this around biofuels, for example. The classic issue being that everybody thought, you could grow corn to make ethanol for your cars, etc., without consequence. But we find that food prices go up, right? Especially in poor countries, this is a big issue. So we want to always think, well, what are the knock-on effects from something? So keep thinking about what the context is. The way we start the course is by working out from you. In other words, we continually move from your bodies, and you'll be surprised if you're not knowledgeable about this already. It's not just the environment out there. The problems we face are actually in our bodies. Please watch very early on the video talk by Ken Cook. It's only 20 minutes long. It's in one of the first couple of sessions. And Ken Cook talks about 10 Americans. And I think you'll find it shocking. And of course, the ultimate question is the situation in my body much like what he's describing? It's one of those issues we really need to address. I'll also be trying to give you some sense of the latest news. One of the big issues right now, and I'll send you a link to this article, is the future of food. We all think that by about the year 2050, in other words, about 40 years or so, many of you will probably be about 60 years of age or maybe a little older by then, that we're going to need to feed 2.5 billion more people on the planet. And how are we going to do that? Right now, there are 7 billion people on the planet, and about 1 billion of those people don't get enough to eat every day. Now, there is the issue of the amount of food that we throw away, but I'm going to send you an article about the future of food. Some of it doesn't look that appetizing to me. You can, they're talking about eating algae, seaweed, meat grown in laboratories, and insects. You can see the McDonald's roach burger, for example, or, mosquito burgers, or I don't know what, okay? But it is very interesting, and we are going to have to think about some things and how we eat, what we eat, all of that. We spend a week or so on that topic later on in the course. But it's always worth sort of staying up with the various information that is available. Okay, if one other thing to tell you about, and that is that any of you who are in Europe studying at this point, I do hope that you'll think about coming to the conference that we're organizing in Strasbourg, France, in mid-April. It runs from Friday the 13th of April through the 15th, Sunday the 15th. I spoke with one of the speakers today. This is Julia Martin Lefebvre. Julia is the Director General of the United Nations organization known as the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. She's a fabulous speaker, and she's going to talk about what the IUCN does, but also she's going to speak directly to students and engage them in a conversation about how she can bring them into the activity of this very big organization based in Geneva. In addition, we're going to have a talk by Polly Higgins. Polly is the woman who is leading the initiative to have ecocide, about which we'll talk more. Ecocide declared as a crime against peace and therefore subject to prosecution at the International Criminal Court in The Hague in the Netherlands. So that could be very interesting. If you're not in Europe and you have friends who are in Europe, tell them they ought to come. They can just get in touch with me and I can give them the information. Okay, I'll be talking to you on a regular basis. Please don't hesitate to be in touch. I love hearing from you, and I'll try to respond as quickly as I possibly can. Thanks very much, and if you have any questions, and please be in touch, but also post on the website, okay? All the best.